Hey there, smartphone fans, welcome back. And I know how much you love big battery phones, and today I have the latest one from Bluboo, the Bluboo S3. Is the battery monster from Bluboo any good? Watch my review, and as always, you'll find out. Now, the Bluboo S3 comes with a promise to be a different and better big battery phone, not only in design but in specs as well, as it is packing something a lot of Chinese phones below $200, even $300 lack, and that is NFC. And the phone also should have Android 8.1 Oreo out of the box. And as you can see, the specs have some really good strong points, like the 5.99-inch Full HD Plus sharp display, which is full screen 18 bar, and the massive 8500 mAh battery. The phone also comes with a front and rear camera provided by Samsung, and as you can see, it has a USB Type-C port to charge the phone with. But I don't see a headphone jack on this phone, which is quite surprising because the device is quite thick, as you see later on. And here's the phone's back, dual camera rear fingerprint scanner, and the back is actually quite lovely to look at and to hold because it's not slippery at all. And the diamond style textured pattern on the back really makes it stand out as well. Now let's see what else Bluboo packed inside the box. There is your USB Type-C to a 3.5mm headphone jack adapter with the SIM tray pin, so you can listen to music if you want, if you have like the old style headphones with a headphone jack. And you also have the Bluboo warranty cards, and you also have a additional screen protector, the one that's applied to it. So you have one applied to the phone and the one additional one, and you also have a rubber back for the device as well. Let's see what else lies with the Bluboo S3 box. There is a USB Type-C cable charger, which should be a fast charging charger, and there's another compartment here, so let's see, there's plenty of goodies inside here as well. Yeah, this is a tri-charging cable, so the Bluboo S3 can charge even an iPhone, a micro USB, and a USB Type-C phone at the same time. And there's also a standard USB to a micro USB converter for OTG on this device. So just here, all of these cables that Bluboo have provided probably cost around $50 to get. So this is a good deal that Bluboo have included all of this inside the package. So the phone really makes a very good first impression until you try to measure it. The phone is 14mm thick. That is a bit too much even for the 8500 mAh battery, and the weight is actually not that bad. 280 grams is expected from such a large battery device, and you can tell the device is quite a handful to use with one hand, and is not really that comfortable because the screen is 6 inches and the body is quite thick, making sure that you'll need probably 2 hands most of the time. The display on the device, however, is absolutely gorgeous. The sharp Full HD exo panel can do over 60 Hz at 2160 by 1080 pixels, and is probably a display that punches much above its price point, and you expect this type of display quality with around $300 phones, not $150 ones like the Bluboo S3. And naturally, with the MTK chip inside, it does support also mirror vision. Now, once you play content on this display, you will absolutely love it. The big battery phone is made for long hours of video watching, be it from the phone storage itself or from YouTube. Put up any high resolution content on the display and watch it absolutely come to life. Great contrast, color reproduction, vivid colors, just an all-round awesome display on the phone. But here is where all the good things end for Bluboo. I said it should have Android 8.1 Oreo out of the box, but opening the phone, it's running Android 7 Nougat. What the fudge, Bluboo? Why did you put Android 8.0 Oreo on the box and then ship the phone with Android Nougat? Well, all these extra cables now just look like, oh, we're sorry we didn't ship it with Android Oreo. Here's some more cables for you as compensation. That actually doesn't cut it, Bluboo. And moving on to the device, the user interface is Android Nougat, but it's still quite lovely, pleasing, and very much stock Android. It's basically the Google Now launcher on Android 7. Nougat, and even the wallpaper is quite familiar for those of you who have used a Sony Xperia device. This is a Sony Xperia team wallpaper, and the phone actually does run quite well. The touch is very responsive on the display because the display is actually really top notch, as I have pointed out. So you're definitely getting a good display with the Bluboo and a very familiar user experience, as well as an NFC chip which actually works. And here are all the rest of the specs. Two Samsung cameras, rear and back, 6-inch display, and a 1.5 GHz Octa-Core from MediaTek, which is the MT6750T, which is a chip that absolutely refuses to die. This chip is perhaps around 3 years old, and I really think manufacturers should definitely stop using this chip, because every time I review the phone, this chip has thermal throttling issues. It gets hot very fast. On top of that, the performance is not up to par with 2018 standards. It's around the same level as a Snapdragon 430, which is good or bad depending on your experience. So don't expect the Bluboo S3 to be the fastest phone on the market. User experience, however, is actually very fluid thanks to the very stock-like Android experience. Apps open relatively quickly, and multitasking is actually done very well. RAM management is pretty sweet. You can open like 15-16 apps and switch between them without the phone reloading any of them. So really good RAM management as well. The software side on this phone looks actually very decent. It's not the fastest app opener in the world because the chip really does have limitations. It was a budget chip 2 years ago, and it's a ultra budget chip today, but still good enough for maybe around 60-70% of you out there who are not used to flagship devices and have always used a very budget phone. Putting it in a game experience, the MT750T actually holds up quite well when it comes to frame rates, and it does actually run all the latest games still. However, there is again the issue of the MT6750T overheating. Now on the Bluboo S3, the temperature sensor is broken because it always shows 25 degrees. But after playing a game for around 10 minutes, the phone gets really hot on the back. I'm talking like burn to the touch hot, and the system actually a few times disconnected the Wi-Fi and the GPS module because I think the module overheated on this device, and this is a real problem with the Bluboo S3. The phone overheats a lot. Not only if you're playing like really intensive 3D games, but also if you're charging. Sure, the fast charging works, you get around 50% charge in 1 hour, which is more than 4000 mAh battery. But by doing so, the phone again gets ridiculously hot on the back, and you can't use it at all while charging, and around 10-15 minutes afterwards. And that is another minus side of the Helio MT6750T chip. As well as the battery life, you can watch videos for around 10 to 12 hours, but when using the phone for gaming or for heavy social media and browsing, the battery lasts for around 4 to 6 hours of screen on time, and the phone gets again hot while doing so. And the GPS, even outside, wasn't fast at all. Now moving on to the Bluboo S3 camera experience. Quite frankly, I expected the cameras to be horrible because the user interface is both standard MTK user interface. However, I was actually quite surprised with the very good photo quality level of the Bluboo S3 cameras in good lighting conditions. It was above my expectations. Shutter speed was fast, the color production was very accurate, and the photos had plenty of details and vibrant colors. And the front camera actually did a very nice bokeh effect on my selfie shots, which looked quite good, as you can see. However, because of the older MTK 6750 chip, low light performance, you can just forget it. The phone gets laggy, and there's just bad low light shots from both cameras, even when using the flashlight. And the video quality which the phone shoots is really at a budget level. It's Full HD video, but it's not very good or stable. So this has been it for my Bluboo S3 review. If you're looking for a big battery budget phone, I definitely think you should look elsewhere than the Bluboo S3. It's falsely advertised as coming with Android 8.1 Oreo when it comes with Android Nougat, and it overheats a lot. Sure, the display is really good and the cameras are decent, but that is it practically for the phone. I recommend you check out my Octa-Core K10 and K6 phone reviews if you're looking for a battery motor that actually works really well and is very fast and good for gaming. Thanks for watching my S3 review. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to my channel for more reviews like this.